Hey guys, welcome back to Book Talk with Meg. Hope you all are doing well. I'm here with another Book Review Tuesdays. For you guys who are new to my channel, basically this is a section of my BookTube channel which I dedicate to book reviews. Every Tuesday I review a book which I feel is either overhyped, underhyped, or simply a new release or book I feel like I need to discuss with you guys. The book we are talking about today is Chaotic Good by Whitney Gardner. I always want to say Garber, but no, that's not her name. The book is 249 pages long and it is a YA contemporary with a high focus on fandom. I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars, which is unfortunate because I would honestly say most of my book reviews are either for books that are 4-star and over, but I really feel like I still need to talk about this book. The main plot of this book is that we follow our main character whose name is Cameron, and Cameron is kind of like a fangirl. She really enjoys cosplay and making costume. She wants to actually go into school in order to learn the skills of making costumes and actually work for movies and productions later on in her life. She really loves all these things, and she is just that type of girl, and obviously she is the introduction to fandom in this book. Other main characters who are important are Cameron's mother and father. They are very highly discussed in this book, and also Cameron's brother, who is also like a key element in this book because a lot of time that Cameron spends is with her brother, and also the friends that Cameron will make throughout this book. Now, the main premise of this book is that one day Cameron goes into this comic book shop called Atomic Bookshop, and this clerk Brody tries to help her, and he kind of makes remarks about, oh, like, this is the section for girl comics, and kind of makes her feel like she is not permitted in this comic book store and kind of made fun of for her liking of comic books, and she kind of feels out of her comfort zone, and so she discusses it with her brother, and next time she needs a comic she actually goes in dressed as a boy, and it all goes from there. She makes friends, but they all think she's a boy, and she starts playing Dungeons and Dragons with them. I don't like the main character in this book, which is probably my most disappointing part of this book, and probably why I gave this book 3 stars. I don't feel like Cameron was very responsible in the way she handled things, and I think she lacked respect for a lot of people in this book because she was trying to kind of benefit out of what she was doing, and it was all about personal gain, in my opinion, which is something I very much despise, especially when the character is confronted with it and she still finds mental excuses to keep going with the behaviors which she has taken on. I feel like Cameron is a very self-absorbed character, and although she does have struggles in this book because this book does deal with online bullying, I feel like she did not handle the entire situation very well. She dresses as a boy, she makes friends, someone actually admits feelings towards her, and she doesn't even say like, I'm not a boy, and she leaves it on to drag for a really long time during this book, and at the end people kind of get it, but I feel like she was excused a little bit too quickly for all the harm she caused in this book. I do understand her idea of dressing like a boy and wanting to see how it's different for a different gender, and I feel like the discussion of that was very important, but I feel like it was very well it was very well written but very poorly handled, which is why I gave this book a 3 stars. I did think there was some really good things about this book as well. The idea of fandom and the discussion of fandom in this book was so intriguing and so interesting for me to read about, because I am a girl and I love books. I am part of several different fandoms, but I've never felt as though as a person I could not be part of those fandoms, because a lot of people understand this is just what I do and what I enjoy in life, and no one has an issue with it, but it was interesting to see, and I'm pretty sure this is very much real in a lot of areas in the world where girls and fandoms aren't supposed to mix, and a lot of people make fun of them, but it's also the discussion of diversity in fandom and how a lot of people create this specific image for people in fandom where this is what you're supposed to look like if you want to be in this fandom, and you need to know this and that to be part of a fandom, and you can't just be yourself and be part of it. And I feel like that discussion was very interesting. Also about gender roles in the fandom. that was very interesting to me, and I feel like that discussion is a very much important discussion to have, and I think that is the most valuable reason to read this book, because the discussion of fandom is very interesting. But as a fandom book itself, I feel like the plot was a letdown. And I've read other fandom books like Geekerella, as well as Eliza and Her Monsters, and I plan on making a full video about fandom books, but this one would be my least favorite of them all. But the second strong point in this book, in my opinion, is the idea of consent. Our main character has a relationship with a boy that she meets throughout this book, and he is so respectful of the idea of consent. When they kiss for the first time, he asks her permission, and as much as they move on, he's always like, is this okay for you? And when she asks to stop because she doesn't feel comfortable, he's not a jerk about it. He doesn't question why she wants to stop. He just stops, and the story moves on. And it's the first time I see like consent this well written in YA. Like, this is clear, this is consent, and this is how it should be in relationships. And I really have earned so much respect for this author just because of including these little phrases in this book where consent is very much present, and it's present in all the ways in the book, like asking people if this is okay. And even though Cameron sometimes plays with people's feelings, she doesn't lead people on, and she's really good at consent, and so is everyone else in this book. Again, family aspect was really great as well. I just think that the fact that I disliked Cameron's character and Cameron's intentions, and I feel like she could have gone a million other ways to get her point across, to me was very disappointing. And I just feel that this book could have probably went another direction, and I would have loved it more. But again, it has some strong points, it has some weaker points in my opinion, which makes it a 3-star book because it is pretty average. But again, it has some interesting topics, but not the best fandom book out there if you ask me. So that was it for my review. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in another video soon. Happy reading, guys. Bye!